What up, guys? How are we doing? JYD here, coming at you with another video. Today, we're going to be discussing the PvP match. I'm going to be redoing my PvP ground match today. So, I thought I'd show you how I do it. Now, the first thing you want to start with is your layers. Now, whether you have one of each troop type and tier or 1000 of each troop type and tier doesn't actually matter, because all that matters is that they exist, because each troop type and tier faces the other troop type and tier. So enemies, so T1 would versus the enemy T1. So the reason you have, even if you have one of these, the reason you have these going into battle is to keep the enemy tiers occupied for that round, which gives you your bulk, whatever you're going to use. So this is what I'm doing, is a ground match. So my higher up ground, the T13, the T12, it gives them more chance to get through the enemy higher tiers. If I didn't put these in and I hit someone's keep and they had 50,000 of each tier, for example, right, as layers, if I just use T13, T12, then every single troop of theirs, the enemy, from the very first round they can come in contact with them, will be fighting my top tier, which is going to obviously, and then I actually do less damage, and it's actually going to be more costly as a match. So what I tend to do, I mean, you can choose whatever you want. I'll do 55. So I'll just do 55. I'll do 55. It's easy to type. You tap 5-5. Tap 5-5. It's just easy to go up. Just like this. All the way up. And you want to be going all the way up to tier 9. So you keep going, making sure you have these layers all the way up. Like so. I know it can be a bit of a ball ache, but once it's done, it's done. You only need to, after that, you don't need to touch on the layers sort of thing. You just need to adjust the top tiers to how you want. If you've got more T13s, T12, later on when you unlock T14s, you just increase them, sort of adjust the top ones, so it becomes easier to manage. We're almost there. So that's all of them done. And then what I like to do is I like to increase from T10 up, because T10 is where they start to do real damage. It's where you've got them percent increase, percent buffs even on your weapons. So for example, on your sword, you might have like 22% increases, stuff like that, and it affects T10 plus more than it does T9 and below. So you want to bulk up a little bit on here. So maybe let's go to 1000 there on that. Now it's ground, right? The way I like to do it is I like to also do a little bit heavier on the layers of the troop type that ground is weak to. So ground is weak to cav, which means that, so put that to 1000 as well. Here 5000, because it helps just counterbalance it out, I think. With these, everything is open to your own interpretation, as long as you've got your layers in right, and as long as once you get up to T12 you've got more bulk T12 than your other things, you can adjust the other troop types and stuff as you like, within reason. You still want the main bulk to be what your general is geared for. So T10 foot knights, just 20,000. T11, them, 10,000. Cav, 2,000. Marksman, 10,000. So just increase them up a little bit as you go up. Red Square Warriors is where you want to start. Bulking up a little bit. No, I've got quite, I mean, I do alright, so maybe 75,000 on the T11s. T12 pulse, 25,000 maybe. These, I'm going to keep these at 3,000 maybe. Sharpshooters, 30,000 maybe. So here you get into the crux of it, where the bulk of what you're gonna have is gonna be. And you can see I'm only up to 183,000 out of 807. So obviously the top tier is where the bulk's gonna be, but as long as you've got them layers in the bottom, then that's what matters. So I mean, it is ground, as you can see, ground gen. Make sure I've got all these selected. Even got my Queen Gins in there because it's we're going to be starting Battlefield soon, so I'll get them leveled up a bit. So you're looking at this, so you want maybe 350,000 in there. These. I don't know. I mean, you sort of make it up as you go along. In all fairness, these archers like that. Russian guards. I have 145. 140. You need to see where do I put these extra things in. So maybe I'll put them in T12 pulse. Get a bit of extra on that range. And that's all there is to it. So ideally what you want is okay, what I've got, like the chariots and stuff, 70,000. That 48,000. That's roughly what, 15% of my total army. Is the bulk of the chariots. You've got the archers to oppose the enemy cav that are going to do the most damage to my ground. They're bulked up a little bit just to give a little bit of protection. I feel it does work quite well. Let's see, you got that, and as you get lower, it just drops. 55. Now what you'll notice, especially when it's in Battlefield, for example, it all depends on the amount of troops you've got as to what you can do. So you do adjust as you see fit. And what this will do is, so if I'm in Battlefield and I hit someone and I don't defeat them, I'll splat. Obviously all these troops will go. When I click on it, when I click on this preset again, and you find the presets, by the way, in the rally spot. If I click on this preset again, it'll drop it down. So if I've got no Russian guards left, it'll drop down to the next tier. So it'll go T12, fill up with them. T11, fill up with them. T10, fill up with them. It'll go down. So you can, even if you don't have as many, you can still do multiple. So it'll be less powerful each time. So it'll be a little less decent troops in each time. But you'll still have the layers in there and everything. So you can still do a little bit of damage. But that is... that is it, really. Check it out. So there you go. That is the March preset. I do have other presets. I have presets for archers. I have presets for cav. each differing as to what troops I've got and what I can do. And that is it. Let's say you'll find the match presets in here. Your VIP does determine how many match presets you get. Also, if you most likely will have 3, maybe 4. Later on you might get a 5th. So yeah, that's how you do a PvP layering. Again, when it comes to different troop types, you just change it around so the bulk is the type that you want. Always make sure you've got the general that you want. So I've got Cav Gen with the Cav March, Archer Gen with the Archer March, Ground Gen with the Ground March. Now, even when you're smaller, it's still good to have these going, because you can still counter people. Like, even with maybe 500-600% buffs, right, on your ground or your cav or your archers, whatever, you can still counter the opposing. So in case you don't know, so ground counters archers, right? So if someone's got a chunk of archers and not much else, hit them with your ground preset. Archers counters cav. If you're in battlefield and someone stuck a load of cav into a portal or something, use your cav preset. Cav counters ground. So if you see a lot of ground anywhere, then use your cav preset. That's how the game works. It's able to adjust on the fly to hit with whichever you need. Now, no lot won't have the bulk of troops. Even I don't have a ridiculous amount. A lot of mine are layers. And I'm slowly building up my top tier troops now to be able to create bigger and better matches. However, you can still do it. You know what I mean? It's all about using the knowledge you gain from videos like this to create these presets and then to be able to counter. So quickly read a report. Oh, they've got a load of cav in there. Let's hit them with our archers. That's how this game works. That's how you do more damage than what you take. There we go. Hopefully you've learned something from today. Remember to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below with what you'd like to see in future videos. Peace out.